What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. So in this video, I'm going to be laying out the fundamental reason that I think is at the core of why Destiny feels so bland to play right now. Right off the bat, this video won't have much editing at all, so if you just want to listen along, that's perfect. It will just be me playing Grenade Simulator on solo Lightblade GM, which is another reason Destiny feels unfun right now, but that's a topic for another video. Now, I've wanted to make this video for a couple months, but my life's just been super hectic. I was just traveling, and before that I was working a ton. But life just gets busy, but that's why I haven't been uploading lately. But let's get to the point of the video. If you are in communities that talk about Destiny, whether it's Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, whatever, then you have probably noticed a lot of negative sentiment around the game. Personally, I'm on Destiny Twitter more than anything, and this week in particular, I saw lots of posts talking about all the issues with the game. Now, this is not anything new. People literally bitch about Destiny constantly on Twitter. However, I'm not really one of those people. I've been hopelessly in love with the game since it came out. Even during Curse of Osiris, which everyone agrees was the worst expansion or season or whatever you want to call it, I enjoyed playing the game. Sure, it was extremely starved for content, but the core of the game was fun to me, so I just ran around shooting aliens. It didn't really matter what I was doing. But early 2018 was a far different time than it is now. The gaming landscape has changed a whole bunch since then, and I think that shifting landscape has helped develop the main problem with Destiny 2 as it is today. So, what is the root cause for what is making the game so unfun now? Bungie wants your time. Weekly average player counts and daily active user metrics drive all their design decisions now, and it's painfully obvious. For clarity, I don't overly know why these numbers matter so much, I just know that game companies greatly care about it. So, back in Curse of Osiris, I would play to just play, just because I enjoyed it. I wasn't obligated to play it. So if life got busy, which it often does, then I would just simply not play it. And then, when and if I had some spare time, I would just hop on and play and do whatever the hell I felt like. This is a healthy way to play video games. They are a hobby, a pastime, not a full-time job. But around the time Curse of Osiris was out, a game called Fortnite was gaining huge popularity. And one of the things they had in their free-to-play game was a battle pass. Yes, only 5 short years ago, a battle pass, or a season pass as Bungie now calls it, was a novelty. Something fresh and new that we hadn't seen before. Now it is in basically every game that you play. The Destiny Season Pass is not on its own a bad thing at all, but I'm going to list the ways this progression mentality has plagued Destiny, and it is now at the core of how the game is designed, and I think that is why the game feels so shit right now. So first off, let's look at titles. Titles were introduced back around Forsaken, and back then, they were actually a challenge to complete. Raid titles required you to complete the raid flawlessly, and the Cursebreaker on the Dreaming City required lots of cool and unique things. Shadow from Season of Opulence in particular was quite challenging to get, and was rewarding for those people that were able to obtain it. Fast forward to today, the titles consist of grind X amount of activities, X number of times. There is no challenge to the titles anymore. They are simply a carrot for you to chase to pump up Bungie's engagement metrics. The seasonal titles now are just designed to get you to play more. Bungie just wants your sweet precious time. It is obvious in everything they do. Trust me, I have many more examples. But first, let's dive a little deeper into the Scallywag title from this season. Kill 50 ruffians. Not only does this require you to run at a minimum 25 expeditions at around 10 minutes per clear, but it literally time gates the ruffian spawns. So you cannot clear the activity too fast, or they just won't spawn at all. I did this activity a whole bunch because I often played by myself, and players would just yeet the treasure so you couldn't progress the activity so that ruffians would spawn. Bungie actually fucking designed it this way. What a joke. Forcing players to handicap their teammates and drag out the activity just for a triumph towards the title. So seasonal titles, that is just one of many ways they have forced more player time out of the players. Again, back in Curse of Osiris, I just played the game because it was fun. Now, I do things I don't want to do just to get a title that I don't display, just because. Because Bungie has us on a freaking hamster wheel. But I've been growing more tired of this wheel season over season, but this season was definitely the tipping point for me, as I'll continue to discuss. So, this season, the title was more grindy than it has ever been, and I think that's a big reason this season felt so bad. I know it is, because when I look at the actual activities, we have had far worse in my opinion. Catch Crash is actually a really dope activity, but you know what isn't fun? Being told to run it every single fucking week to complete a new seasonal challenge for that week and progress the seasonal storyline. People don't like being told how to play a game. Like, I love Destiny. I started a YouTube channel for it just because I'm so passionate about it. But if it were up to me, I would do more endgame content with my friends. 3-man raids and stuff like that. That is fun. A real challenge. Not these so-called challenges that are just grind gambit and get machine gun kills and hand cannon kills. Play 10 games of Team Scorched. Do this, do that, do this, do that. We aren't playing the game how we want. We are playing it how Bungie wants. But the problem is that we are doing it. I've hammered out every seasonal challenge every season since they came out. Their model does work. But, and this is a problem, this model is not fun. And this is why the community is pissed right now. They can't really put their finger on why exactly, they just know that the game feels bad. And I agree. And I think it's because we are being told how and when to play. Like, I work shift work. Some weeks I can pour hours into Destiny, and others I can barely get on. So to have a week to do everything really fucking sucks. I hate time gates and have said it for ages now. I want to play what I want, when I want. I just replayed God of War 2018 to get ready for Ragnarok, and it was so much fun. I could hop on for half an hour here and there and actually get stuff done. And if I couldn't play for a couple weeks, I'm no worse off. The game is waiting for me when I get back. But if you can't do the GM in a certain week or the Master Raid Challenge for the title, tough shit, idiot. Wait another 5 weeks, I guess. Hopefully you can do it then. But I have to reiterate, this is intentional. There is no reason Bungie couldn't release all the challenges the first week, or every week, so that a fire team can do them all in one sitting and get the raid seal and the adept weapons and stuff when they have time. No, this is to keep you coming back week over week for their precious metrics. My fire team and I love this game and we love raiding together. But this past spring, getting on every single week for over 2 months straight to do Vow of the Disciple and then the Master Vow challenges, we were just done by the end of it. It was so hard to all get together within the 1 week time frame to get the challenge done. In large part because I work shift work, but also people have fucking lives. Let them play when they want and do what they want when they have the time. So that's pretty much it for the challenges. Next, let's look at Festival of the Cost. Festival of the Lost. This may be the most egregious example of them all. Kill 10 headless ones really fast? Cool. Now sit here and wait for 2 minutes with nothing to do until the boss spawns. Honestly, this is unfucking believable. They did this literally last season and didn't patch it out, so I'm pretty sure it's intentional. One run, no shit, we had to wait 2 minutes for the timer. Average was probably about 1.5 minutes left though, but you just waited. Oh, and the event title? Yeah, it required 35 completions of the Haunted Sector to earn the title. So if we're being generous, say you wait 1 minute only. In 35 runs, you literally wasted 35 minutes just sitting there. And times that by tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of players, that's a lot of extra playtime for their metrics. Bungie does not respect your time, but they do greatly value it. Again, why it's so important, I don't really know. And one more thing on the seasonal titles, Bungie reduced the amount of crewmates you had to spawn in from 15 down to 1, and the ruffian kills from 50 to 10. But with like 3 weeks left in the season, when all the hardcore players had already invested all their time into completing those challenges. Like, cool I guess, but doesn't really help me now. I know I had done it, against my will, and sure would have liked those changes in week 3 or something, but I digress. So I've talked about the seasonal titles increasing player engagement time. Seasonal challenges do the same. Activities literally forcing you to go slower? What else? Oh, this is fun. Next season we get a rework to the competitive playlist. And oh, look at that. If you play each week, you get a rose hand cannon. You can't farm it, mind you. You just get 1 per character per week. So hop in, play your few games, get your gun, and leave. Then you get your God Roll Rose, and you max your comp score. Great, you're done with that. You've done it. Wait, what's that? There's a weekly decay on your comp score? You have to come back each week and play comp or you will lose your rank? Interesting. Yes, that exists in the game currently, but no one really cares about their comp score, so whatever. But when I read that TWAB, it certainly wasn't lost on me that they want you to play each week. Trust me guys, the more you start thinking about all the ways they get you to play each week, the more you notice it. And I, for one, am just done with it. The veil has been lifted and I am finally off the hamster wheel. I forgot to even mention that a lot of those seasonal challenges are not retroactive. So even though you got your 50 ruffian kills and opened all the loot at the end of expeditions countless times, in weeks 9 and 10 they added seasonal challenges to get you to do it even more. It's actually disgraceful. These seasons were carried by the 3.0 subclass reworks for me, as I'm sure they were for a lot of you. That is why I wanted to log in this season, to mess with those. But next season, I just don't really care. I know exactly what to expect. And Bungie has made it clear, if you wait to play, your time will be rewarded more. You'll be playing and progressing the storyline while getting seasonal challenges done as you go, because if you wait 10 weeks, they will all be unlocked. So I think that is how I will approach this new season. I am pumped for the new dungeon for sure, as those are always amazing, as are the raids, but I am tired of having my time wasted. I don't want to wait 6 weeks again until I can unlock the upgrade on the fucking predictable 3x8 table so I can get my guaranteed red border to curb RNG. And speaking of red borders, weapon crafting has also added a whole nother level of grind to the game. I used to grind strikes for a god roll hothead or whatever, and it felt fucking great to get the roll when you did.
No! Impact casing, reload speed, masterwork, field prep, cloak. Let's fucking go!
This is Mike peeking so
Yeah.
bad.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, but wow. On the last run, boys.
But now it's like, oh, that's nice, but it doesn't have enhanced perks, so whatever. Instead of just getting on to play the game and grind cool weapon rolls, I guess I'll just get on each week to do my 1 raid for the week to get my 2 guaranteed red borders, and then do my 1 Dares of Eternity for the week so I can get my guaranteed red border, and then do my 1 Master Catch Crash for the week and get my guaranteed red border. And then when I have done this for 5 weeks straight, I can go to Shuro Chi and level up my weapon in the most monotonous but efficient way possible so I can have the perfect roll for 1 niche scenario in a raid DPS phase. A raid that you can use literally whatever to kill the boss with after challenge mode has been removed because combat difficulty barely exists in Destiny anymore. But let's stay on topic. Red borders taking 5 patterns to craft? Yeah, that is artificial grind as well. That number is chosen intentionally. It's just another thing that will keep you playing more to help their engagement numbers. The irony is our abilities are so overpowered these days, you don't even need guns anymore. They are there for champion stuns and that is it. You want proof? My teammates and I beat a Master Nightfall with abilities only. We could have done the GM too, but I was too busy. But that is a topic for another day. To Bungie's credit, they have recognized that crafting didn't quite launch the way they wanted it, and they are reworking some of the craft grind and stuff associated along with that. But one thing I almost forgot is, say you actually do want to grind the seasonal activity for hours on end, you can't even do that. You need map fragments or whatever the Season of the Haunted currency was to get so that you can open the chests at the end. And how do you get those? By engaging in the core playlist. Why can't I just play what I want to play, Bungie? Why do I have to interrupt my grind to go play something else I have no interest in? Oh yeah, that's right, player engagement metrics. I nearly forgot. And I also forgot to mention the pinnacle cap and artifact experience, and well, you get the point by now. Anyways guys, I hate to be so negative, and to be honest, this video did come out a lot more negative than I originally intended. Yes, it was good Bungie reduced the scallywag requirements, and they are reworking the weapon level grind, but these systems were put in place for a very specific reason, and that reason is not player enjoyment. Elden Ring, God of War, and God of War Ragnarok, those games are hailed as great games for many reasons, but a big reason is at their core, they are fun to play. You enjoy your time while you are playing them. I've had many very enjoyable moments playing Destiny, and I know I will in the future. But damn it, I just want to play the things I enjoy. I don't want to spend hundreds of hours doing things I don't want to do, but I'm incentivized to do so. And if you don't do many of those things before Lightfall, you get FOMO because they're taken away. It saps all the joy out of Destiny. I enjoy Catch Crash, and this season, as a whole, on a base level, I think the activities were actually really good. Like, just based on gameplay and killing bad guys. But when the grind is cranked up to 11 like it was this season, that is what has everyone so pissed off. You could make the most perfect activity in the world, but people are going to come to hate it if they are forced to play it week in and week out. Look at the secret missions. We liked those because they were fun as hell and super cool. But looking at my clears on Dungeon Report, I have 19 Whisper clears and 16 0-hour clears. Yes, I loved those missions. I adore them and I miss them. But I bet if we were still being forced to run them like we do Gambit, Strikes, etc., we'd probably get bored of them. We want to play them because we feel like it, not because we feel like we have to. I also love Deepstone Crypt, but I'm not too keen to run it over and over and over for new weapon patterns and an origin trait. I have a God Roll Succession with over 5,000 kills. That number means more to me than me getting a gun that will be ever so slightly better. Same with my God Roll Heritage. Will enhanced reconstruction and recombination really be worth grinding countless hours for when I already have the roll I want? with how I feel these days, no it won't. I want my time to feel valued, and I want to enjoy Destiny again and not feel obligated to complete Bungie's checklists. Anyways, my conclusion, weekly player engagement and the constant grind and trickle feeding of content is why I think Destiny feels so rough right now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope Bungie turns it around. Thanks for watching. Take care.